In Afghanistan, the president there, Hamid Karzai, has now secured a deal with elders in Kandahar who've agreed to the terms of an offensive against the Taliban in that area. The deal comes as claims emerge of close political and financial ties between the Taliban and Pakistan's intelligence services, a report accusing the Pakistani government of having close political links with the Taliban. It says the intelligence services provide funding to Afghan fighters. Matt Waldman's the author of that report, a fellow at the Kennedy School of Government at Harvard, in the United States. He's in our London studio. Mr. Waldman, allow me to be a little bit sceptical about claims that are published in a university report when the world's intelligence services are also looking at this and perhaps not coming up with the same answers. How did you find it out?
Well, of course, the world's intelligence services may have their reasons for not disclosing this. This report was conducted on the basis of interviews, many interviews with insurgent commanders, with individuals who have first-hand knowledge of the insurgency, and indeed with diplomats, military officials and others. So that is what it intends to do, to represent and reflect those views.
Let me quote to you a paragraph from the beginning of your report. Directly or indirectly, the ISI, that's the Pakistan Intelligence Services, appears to exert significant strategic decision-making and field operations. It's very important here to establish whether you're referring to rogue elements within the ISI or whether this is official Pakistani government policy. Which do you think it is?
Well, the view of most commanders of the insurgents is that this is official policy. They believe that officials within the ISI, the Pakistan's intelligence service, are providing active support, and that that is officially sanctioned policy.
Yeah, but again, allow me to be slightly sceptical on this one. You say commanders believe that it is official policy. What evidence did they present to you to show that it was official policy?
Well, of course, Pakistan's intelligence agency is not going to be leaving a lot of evidence around
Well, did they leave any
in terms
for
of
you?
conducting activities like this. But let me just explain. These are commanders who believe that they are fighting a just war, and though they may use ruthless means at times, they believe it is just and justified. At the same time, they resent the pressure and indeed the dependency on an external agency like the ISI, and I think that explains why they have confided this information to us in our research.
Okay, but can I be absolutely sure? Can I just be absolutely sure? They've told you this is what they believe. It's not, as you say, likely that the ISI would leave a paper trail around, but you haven't uncovered anything that leads you personally to this conclusion other than the hearsay of these commanders.
Well, these are the individuals that are conducting the campaign, and if we're not going to listen to what they have to say, who should we talk to? But it's not only them. It is the people who are affiliated with them, associated with them. As I say, we have spoken to a number of officials from Western governments who concur with these findings. Now, this isn't something new. In fact, the esteemed author Ahmed Rashid and many others have been saying for quite some time that it is in Pakistan's perceived interests to have allied forces in Afghanistan, the Taliban that is, and which explains why it has been providing support to that movement. And I think that there are many cases of individuals who are familiar with the insurgency who agree with these findings.
Yeah, but equally, I'm sure you'll admit, Mr. Waldman, that there are those elements within the ISI in whose interest it might be to take this on, as you've detailed it, but there are equally those who are looking at a more reformist agenda who don't believe that that should be the case. I mean, I'd just like you to justify this quote from your report. President Zardari has apparently assured, because it's a very serious allegation, apparently assured captive senior Taliban leaders that they are our people and have his backing. Now, this is something that somebody in the Taliban may have said, look, this is what President Zardari has done, and that person's gone and told the next person, who's gone and told the next person, who's gone and told the next person. And it gains currency because of that. Is that a possibility?
I don't believe so. I am reporting what I have heard from a source who has direct information with regard to that event. And I believe that these individuals were speaking very frankly and honestly about their experiences within the movement. Now, of course, within any organisation, you're going to have individuals who don't necessarily agree with the official policy, but nevertheless, there is an official policy. And I should say, this is not just the commanders. Also, you will be aware that the head of Afghanistan's intelligence service resigned recently, and primarily for the reason that he believed that Pakistan was supporting the insurgency and that this was not being fully acknowledged. So these are not erratic allegations, they're not occasional, and they're not, without a foundation and without a lot of support among analysts around the world.
All part of a very complicated picture. Thank you very much indeed, Matt Waldman, for giving us your thoughts on the report you've compiled. Good to have you on the programme.